Hi, I'm Gina from KidWrite, and this is the first in 4 little videos about story. What is story? What do the characters do? What is the plot? And what is the story world? This is the simplest little piece of looking at story to get an idea of how it works. So the first thing we did was talk about very simple stories to answer the question, what is a story? And we decided that a story is something that has a beginning, a middle, and an ending. Something happens, other things happen because that happened. Then something else happens that breaks the tension. And then we go back and now we have a new normal because we've changed a little as a result of what occurred. So for instance, if we use Goldilocks, we have a story where a girl goes walking in the woods, knocks on a door and goes into a house, goes and explores in the house, gets discovered by the owners, who are the 3 bears, who are just as surprised to see her as she is to see them, runs out of the house, and then goes home. So, how does that fit with what we said about story? Well, for one thing, we have the exposition or the normal. The normal is that Goldilocks goes for a walk in the woods. So she's going along just having a merry old time. Next thing you know, she sees a house she hasn't seen before. And it's a cute little house. She's kind of thirsty, so she decides to knock on the door. She knocks on the door. Nobody answers. So far, she could just go back for her walk. It wouldn't make any difference. But when she knocks on the door, she discovers it's open and she steps inside. This is where the younger kids I work with say, uh-oh, because you know something's going to happen now. And because she walked into the house and didn't run right back out, everything else that happens after happens because of that moment. And that moment is the inciting incident, also called the uh-oh moment. Well, now she's in there and she's like, I wonder. So she tries out the porridge, she tries out the chairs, she tries out the bed, and she falls asleep. All of the things she does are what we call rising action because we're getting a little more and a little more concerned about what's going to happen. How is she going to be there? What's going to happen when the bears get home? Well, the bears do come home and they walk through the house, noticing all the different things that have been done while they were out. And they finally make it upstairs and they see her sound asleep in the bed. And they yell, and she wakes up, and the tension breaks like pop, a balloon has just been blown up too much. And that's the moment when everything comes to a head, called the climax. Goldilocks jumps up, runs down the steps, and runs out of the house. That's what we call our resolution. There are other versions of this that we'll talk about as we get to that part of plot. But basically, what happens is she was walking along, problem arose. She went upstairs, fell asleep. The climax was reached. She runs out of the house, and now she's going to go run back home. And it will be her new normal. Not the same normal as it was when she walked through the woods the first time, because now she's had this experience and she's going to think about the experience and decide, would she do the same thing? Would she do it differently? She's changed by the things that she's done. So that's what a story is. It's a very simple thing. It tells us about something that happened to someone because something happened, the inciting incident. Here's what happened as we build up to the moment that we have to break the tension, which is the climax. And then we get to the part where we go down the activity curve and we're going to go about our business with our new normal. And that's what we talked about. So this week we're going to talk about characters, and then I'll see you back here next week with a recap of what we did. Thanks.